Minecraft just added 4 new mobs, and today I'll test all of them to find out which is the best. Starting with the Nautilus. The Nautilus is a neutral mob which can spawn in any ocean biome in groups of 1 to 3. Nautili can be tamed with the pufferfish item, and when you feed 2 Nautili pufferfish at the same time, you will be able to breed them and produce a baby Nautilus. You will have to be very careful with this baby Nautilus though, because as it turns out, it is not all that great at surviving on its own out in the Minecraft world. But to help your pet Nautili survive, you can use some Nautilus armor, which comes in 5 different types: copper, iron, gold, diamond, and netherite. Now there is not any leather Nautilus armor, and there is not any chainmail Nautilus armor, but maybe that is something that Mojang can add in the next major Minecraft update. But why don't we go ahead and grab our netherite Nautilus armor, because that is of course going to be the strongest, and let's test it out on an actual Nautilus. So by grabbing these Nautilus here, and by putting our netherite armor on it, and by putting a saddle on it, which I already did, we're actually going to be able to break the block of glass over here, and we're going to actually be able to test out the Nautilus in the water, which I'm pretty excited for, because the Nautilus is going to allow us to do some pretty epic moves both underneath the water and on the water's surface. Now the Nautilus control is basically the same as the Happy Ghast. You move around your joystick on the controller or your mouse if you're using the keyboard and mouse controls, and you're actually able to move around quite fast, though it's still not necessarily going to be as fast as moving around with the Dolphin's Grace effect when you're swimming. But as it turns out, there is one way of moving super fast while you are on a Nautilus, and that is by using the special dash effect, which you can achieve simply by pressing the A button on the controller, or by pressing the spacebar on keyboard and mouse, or by just jumping, or whatever your control scheme is using for the jump button. Just jump and you'll be able to move super fast with the dash of a Nautilus. You'll also have the breath of the Nautilus effect while you are underwater, and what this effect will do is it will let you breathe underwater for as long as you are riding a Nautilus. Your oxygen bar will not deplete. But anyway, let's keep going, because now we're actually going to talk about how the Nautilus can actually be used for some cool purposes like decorating your base or even making some custom maps. So let me show you this, right? So here we have some Nautili sitting in their little lanes of water here, and they will actually move like this, and it's pretty awesome. I could totally see some different uses for this on adventure maps, or you could use this to decorate your base, because it kind of looks like it's blocks moving in a little slot here. It's a really awesome effect. And also Nautili are supposedly able to fight pufferfish, right? Like it's a rare chance for a Nautili to attack a pufferfish, or sorry, a Nautilus to attack a pufferfish, but I'm not going to sit around waiting for that to happen. So let's move into the next mob, which is going to be the Zombie Nautilus. Now the Zombie Nautilus is the second of the 4 brand new mobs added to Minecraft in this Mounts of Mayhem update, and it's pretty awesome because it actually has some special attributes that makes it different than a Nautilus. So the Zombie Nautilus actually moves at a speed 10% faster than the regular Nautilus, as you can hopefully see from this nice bird's eye perspective, and I think that makes it pretty cool. It's again useful for your base or useful for decorating an adventure map. But you know what? I think what makes the Zombie Nautilus even cooler is the fact that it can actually burn in the sunlight. So if you take the Zombie Nautilus and you put it up on land during the day, it will actually start burning just like a zombie. So that is just another great thing that makes it a little bit different than the regular Nautilus. And there actually is supposedly a way to stop it from burning though, because if you equip it with some Nautilus armor, then that will actually preclude it from burning. But unfortunately, since I forgot to tame this one first, then this meant that this one ended up actually just burning in the sunlight. So rest in peace, Nautilus. Sorry for that. But enough about Nautili, because the third brand new mob added to Minecraft is the Parched. Now the Parched is a special skeleton variant that only spawns in the desert biomes, and that is essentially the skeleton equivalent of the Husk, which was added back all the way back in version 1.12, which I think, or wait, the Husk was added in version 1.10 actually, so yeah, I'm forgetting the version, so that was kind of insane that was that long ago. But you know what, the Parched is pretty insane too, because it's a special variant of the skeleton. It shoots arrows of weakness, and it can really weaken you, and it doesn't even burn in the sunlight, so that's pretty insane. It does have one weakness compared to the regular skeleton though, and that is that it can shoot arrows at a lower rate of fire, so it's not going to be able to shoot arrows at you as often, but it's still pretty awesome mob. So let's move over to the 4th mob now, which is the Camel Husk, and this mob actually does kind of relate to the Parched because it is also a husk or a undead variant of the normal mob, which is the Camel. So this is a pretty awesome mob. It's actually able to do a lot of stuff that the Camel can do. It can sit down, lie down, and you can even put a saddle on it and ride it around. So I think the Camel Husk is a very nice addition indeed. But let's actually take the time now to show you another new feature which is relating to these mobs, and that is actually the ability to ride rideable mobs in water now. So previously, let's say you took a horse underwater, you would just get thrown off it and dismounted, but now you can actually ride these mobs like the Camel Husk and the horse and all other rideable mobs in water that's more than 1 block deep, which I think is pretty insane. But let's move into the next mob now, which is actually not a new mob, but it is a mob that has been heavily updated, and so heavily updated in fact that you may as well group it in with all the others, and that would actually be the Zombie Horse. Now the Zombie Horse is now able to wear horse armor, including leather horse armor and the brand new netherite horse armor. Now leather horse armor itself has actually had an updated texture on the Java edition. It's been changed to match with the Bedrock edition texture. So how does this relate to the Zombie Horse itself? Well, as I said, the Zombie Horse is now able to wear horse armor, and is also now able to be equipped with saddles, which previously you could not do, but now you're able to put saddles and horse armor on your zombie horses, which I think is pretty awesome. And now they can actually spawn naturally too, so you can actually get these guys in survival mode, which previously you could not do. Now one thing to note about the zombie horses is now they do actually burn in the sunlight just like the Parched, because, you know, they're undead mobs and they burn. Or wait, no, sorry, the Parched doesn't burn in sunlight, but just like the Zombie Nautilus. The Zombie Nautilus burns in sunlight, so the Zombie Horse does as well, because they're both undead mobs. So what you're going to have to do if you don't want them to burn in sunlight is you will have to equip them with Zombie Horse armor. Or sorry, it's just regular horse armor. I keep saying a lot of words wrong, but it's late enough in the video where hopefully that wouldn't matter so much. But anyway, let me see. Let's throw this rotten flesh out of here. We don't need any of that, because let's actually try testing out the Zombie Horse and seeing how it works and how it rides. So I'll need to grab a saddle, though, because I only have the horse armor on this one. So let's go back over to the Camel Husk and grab the saddle from that one, and we'll take the saddle and we'll place that on the Zombie Horse, and that way we'll actually be able to test out the Zombie Horse, which I'm pretty excited for. But it's probably just going to ride the exact same as the regular horse would anyway, but it's still pretty awesome to finally be able to use a saddle and ride the Zombie Horse, when previously that was something you couldn't do. I think you actually could ride it, but you wouldn't be able to use a saddle, so you wouldn't be able to get the cool saddle texture, and you definitely would not be able to get it in survival mode and be able to ride it around your Minecraft single player Minecraft world or your Minecraft SMP world. So what do I think of the Zombie Horse? Well, I think it is pretty awesome. It's got a cool texture, but it kind of is just the same basically as riding the regular horse. Now there is of course the added benefit now of being able to ride horses in water and not actually being dismounted, but that's something you can do on the regular horse anyway, so it is what it is. I'll have to put the horse armor back on it because apparently it's still burning even though we're in the water. But yeah, Zombie Horse, pretty much the same as the regular horse, but it is a cool texture, and it definitely is pretty awesome that now you will be able to get this in your Minecraft single player survival worlds, and that's something that we've always wanted, right? We've always wanted to be able to use the Zombie Horse in the survival Minecraft. You were previously able to use the skeleton horse and the regular horse in survival Minecraft, so it makes sense that now we can use the Zombie Horse as well. But let's go ahead and put the Zombie Horse back into its little enclosure here, because we are now going to review all of the different new mobs and see which one of them actually is the best. So I've tested all of them, I've gone through them pretty thoroughly, and I think I'm ready to make my conclusions. So let's talk about them all individually again. So the Nautilus, of course, pretty awesome new mob. I like the Nautilus a lot. I like how you can get Nautilus shells and there's a purpose to them in Minecraft now. I like that you can use the Nautilus and the Zombie Nautilus for decorative purposes. I think it's also pretty cool how the Zombie Nautilus is able to move faster than the Nautilus, and it's actually got some things that make it unique. It's not like the glow squid where it's just a texture difference and it's just kind of dumb that's considered its own mob. It's actually pretty awesome. Then you have the Parched, which is actually kind of insane. It's able to do a lot of different stuff. It's able to attack you with its slowness arrows. It does have some weaknesses though. It has weakness arrows. It's able to attack you with its weakness arrows, but it has its own weaknesses like being a slower aimer and a slower shooter than the regular skeleton. Then you had the Camel Husk, which is pretty much just a husk variant of the regular camel, so that's probably like the least interesting of the new mobs. And then you have the Zombie Horse, which is of course not a new mob, but a heavily updated mob, so it's got a bunch of changes. So what's my conclusion? I think the best new Minecraft mob is the Nautilus. The Nautilus is pretty awesome. It's got a lot of good stuff going for it. You're able to ride it underwater, able to get the special Breath of the Nautilus effect, and you're able to do a lot of awesome stuff with it. So I want to say thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you all did enjoy it. If you did enjoy it, leave a like, and if you did not enjoy it, leave a dislike, and be sure to subscribe for new Minecraft videos. Hopefully every week. I'm going to try starting to upload more often. I keep saying that, but it doesn't happen. But you know what? Go ahead and subscribe, leave a like, and goodbye, and I will see you in the next one.